All right, boys. Listen, man, we got another dead live service video game that has decided to die right before our eyes. Now, here's the thing. We had no warning about this, which is why I find this story to be pretty interesting, because the game that we are going to talk about is fairly old, and I don't think anybody would find this to be necessarily shocking. I think I am more so personally shocked that the game managed to last as long as it did, because this game is a PS5 exclusive that it came out in 2021. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you guys want to see more content like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join me every single day, 9 p.m. over on the main channel, where you can catch me live every single day, 9 p.m. Eastern. I hope to see every single one of you there. Now back to the main video. All right, but apparently it has shut down forever and completely out of nowhere, and, you know, not a single word was even said about it. So let's go over this nonsense. So the game is called Destruction All-Stars, which I actually remember seeing. I remember seeing Destruction All-Stars in the store. It was like super discounted, clearance section, whatever. But it's a PS5 exclusive, which was intended as a launch title for the PS5 before being delayed into 2021. And it has now been completely delisted and shut down. Unfortunately, the number of video games getting shut down left and right is only increasing week after week. Again, I don't think it's unfortunate. Personally, the reason why is because, in my opinion, these video games are like a cancer to the industry. Live service video games, I know they have a purpose, okay, and they definitely fulfill that purpose, but I think they oversaturate on that purpose. I think a lot of the money that gets thrown around, especially by Sony, because Sony loves to waste money on live service video games. I think a lot of the money and the talent or the time or the effort that is being thrown around on live service video games, especially from studios that don't really like or want to make live service games, they're wasting their time doing that when they could be doing something else. But at the end of the day, Sony's going to continue doing what they do, which is wasting money. But anyway, Destruction All-Stars was released in February of 2021 and was a multiplayer car combat game developed by Lucid Games exclusively for the PS5. It has been delisted, meaning it's no longer available for purchase, and its multiplayer services have been shut down immediately. Now, the thing is, normally they give you a little bit of a warning. Normally they tell you ahead of time, like, you know, you have 60 days, 90 days, 120 days, whatever, to you know, before the game shuts down. This one had no warning. This literally was just like, pull the plug, and that tells me that barely anybody was playing this game. Probably nobody was playing this game, you know? But in any case, so it has been delisted, no longer available for purchase, and its multiplayer services have been shut down immediately. Anybody with any in-game destruction points has until November 2026 to redeem them. And while the arcade mode will remain active for the time being, every multiplayer and live service component has been completely rolled up and packed off. So it does have an arcade mode that you can play offline, I guess, or whatever. But everything else related to its online components have been completely shut down, right? Now, to be fair, how many people were playing this? Let's be real. How many people are actually playing this game in 2026? What, like 3? Maybe, if you're lucky. I just think that Sony's cleaning up. And like I said, I'm surprised that this game is still alive. Like, usually games like this, they would die almost immediately, right? So, I don't know. I just find it to be pretty interesting overall. And it's just another video game that is dying in live service for a good old Sony. And if you look at some of the pictures, you can see some screenshots here. Kind of looks almost Rocket League-ish in a way, right? Pretty interesting. It says, while Destruction All-Stars struggled to maintain player base since day one, it remained live for over 5 years, meaning that it had some players. But did it really, though? Did it really, though? Just because you had your servers up didn't mean that there was people playing the game. Because the developers behind the game can be stubborn, and perhaps they feel like, you know, having the game alive is more important than, you know, whether or not anybody's actually playing it. We saw that happen with that other developer that kept their what was it? They turned their video game free to play. I forgot what it was. It was basically the game where you play in the dark and you try to find each other and shoot each other. They decided instead of shutting the servers down, they were like, we're going to make the game free and we're just going to keep it alive for as long as we can. Could have been the same thing here. Those players can still enjoy the offline arcade mode, but that's basically it. Gutting and crippling the game that someone out there probably enjoyed. What's more surprising is that, according to Lucid Games' Twitter profile, the company was hiring as recently as May 2026. It's uncertain if this shutdown will have any impact on the studio. How are you hiring if you're shutting down? They must be working on another game. Probably, you know? Another thing, too, like making this kind of game PlayStation exclusive, I don't really know if that's a good idea, as we have seen a lot of live service video games. Even Sony understands putting these games on PC now, where even though they say, supposedly the rumor is that they're no longer going to put out single player games on PC, which has not been verified yet. But even though they say that, they're still admitting that, according to the rumor, they're going to keep live service multiplayer video games on PC because they don't want to give up that, that amount of players. They don't want to give up that kind of money, right? So I don't know. It's pretty interesting when you really look at all of this. What's even funnier, though, is over on X, the website Push Square. They got a lot of explaining to do, bro, because why did they choose this thumbnail as to explain this story? PS5's Destruction All-Stars delisted. Servers officially disabled without notice. Bro, you have got to be kidding me with this picture, bro. You have got to be kidding me with this photo. Who at Push Square thought that this was a good idea, bro? Is that Kata? I don't even know. That's Luchador Kata. I don't know. But I guess this must have been one of the characters that were in the game. It has to be, right? At this point. I don't know. I saw this over on X and I was like, dude, that is hilarious. That is actually hilarious, bro. Is that you? No, I'm not black. Is that Atreus? No, he's missing a cowboy hat. I mean, you're Mexican. Yeah, but this is a black person in a Mexican outfit. I don't know, man. I just think it's pretty funny. It's like when you're trying to get all the DEI checkpoints with as minimal characters as possible, you throw a black person in a luchador outfit, you know? What's this? Hold on. Is there sound? No.
What is that?
Oh, there is sound. What is that? I think that's it's so funny because that was everybody's response in this stream so far. Man, if they had released it as a non-live service game, it could have become one of those cult classics. Guess we'll never know now. That's true. Sony's really losing the live service battle lately. First, they end support for Destiny 2 and Yote Legends, then Destruction All-Stars after PS Plus hike. Kinda explains the 3 multiplayer online games with full crossplay, mostly for the casual audience, as PS Plus games for June. PlayStation really hates you guys. Disabled without notice. Xbox is king. Oh my god, bro. Are we really console warring right now? Laugh my ass off. Excellent image choice for this post. 10 out of 10. Again, guys, I think at this point, Sony's just cleaning house, right? Like, and it's pretty obvious that they lose faith in a video game after 90 days of no performance. If there's not even remotely any performance on the live service aspect for them to be able to latch onto, then they're going to give up the game. They've killed so many video games so quickly, and they're going to continue to do it because what they're genuinely looking for, this is like, I don't know, man. At this point, this is like fishing, where you're just constantly fishing in the hopes to catch something. At this point, you're not really worried about strategizing. You're not really worried about anything other than getting lucky and trying to fish, and throw out as many live service games as possible until one of them hits, and you hope that it hits as hard as Helldivers, or even more, you hope that it hits as hard as Fortnite. That's really what they keep doing. They're looking desperately for their own Fortnite that they can monetize endlessly for decades to come, so they don't have to worry about anything. They can just milk. That's what they're really looking for, you know? But again, whether or not they find it, I don't know. Keep looking, I guess. How much did it cost you now? By the time you find your golden goose, you would have spent billions of dollars already. They've already spent billions of dollars as it is. Their next one is going to be Horizon Hunter Gatherers. You already know how that game's going to go. You know? So, yeah, you're right. Actually, fishing will get better results. This is like throwing mud on the walls. Yeah, you're right, Tiger King. You're right. You're absolutely right. This is what they're really hoping to achieve, but I don't really see how that's going to work. So, in any case, that's basically what happened with this Sony PlayStation 5 video game. Again, it's a video game almost nobody has heard of, especially now more than ever. But it's just another live service game to add to the long list of dead live service games. I wonder if anybody has a compilation list of all the live service video games that have died under Sony's watch, and then on the other side have all the wins under Sony's watch. I guarantee you the dead ones are probably like a page long now, whereas the wins over for Sony are probably like 2 or 3 of any like semi-recent ones. And it all depends on what you even classify as a win, because Marathon hasn't got anywhere close to making its money back, and they're trying to convince everybody that they're happy with the performance of the game. I don't believe that. I don't think anybody with a brain can believe that, you know? I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt. All I personally remember is Helldivers 2. That's all I personally remember. I'm sure there may be 1 or 2 others in there somewhere, but Marathon damn sure ain't one of them, you know? And the true fact is that Helldivers is only where it's at because of the PC platform. So if it wasn't for the PC platform, Helldivers would not be the success that it is today, which is pretty fucking sad when you think about it. So Sony ponies have no brains. I don't know, man. At this point, I see it as a massive waste of money. But again, I'm not the one spending it, so who cares? Who cares? A wrestler that is in a racing crash game? Yeah, maybe he's wrestling cars. I don't know. Helldivers 2 was the one-hit wonder for Sony. Well, yeah, because of PC. That's why. Anyway, let's continue. That looks like sheep. No, it doesn't, bro. Oh, my God. Felting sheep like that is crazy.